The movie begins with the birth of a baby boy who is named John. Then we move to the year 2009, where we see a 26-year-old medical student, John, who has come to Utah with his wife Emily and their young daughter Lizzie to celebrate Thanksgiving. At the airport, John's brother Josh welcomes them with excitement. After a long time, they're all happy to see each other and soon leave for home together. While driving, Josh shows John an old box kept in the car. Inside are their childhood headlamps, the same ones they used when exploring caves with their father. Josh tells him that after many years, the Nutty Putty Cave has finally reopened, a place they had always wanted to visit again. Hearing this, John gets excited, and the two brothers start planning to explore the cave. Seeing their enthusiasm, Emily agrees and gives John permission. They drive out of the city and reach the mountains near Nutty Putty Cave. There, John says goodbye to Emily and removes his wedding ring, handing it to her so it won't get lost inside the cave. Emily wishes them fun and leaves with their daughter. After that, the two brothers gear up and head toward the cave entrance, reliving their childhood memories. They begin their descent into the cave, moving deeper and deeper underground. After going quite far, they stop at a point where Josh explains that there are still many small tunnels and unexplored paths in this cave that no one has ever fully explored. So, the two brothers decide to split up and explore different paths. As John moves forward alone, he notices a very narrow and challenging passage. Curious, he turns headfirst and starts crawling down into it. But as he moves ahead, the path becomes even tighter. Before he can pull himself back, he suddenly slips deeper into an even narrower section and gets stuck upside down. At that moment, John realizes he has made a terrible mistake. He starts calling out for Josh. Hearing his voice, Josh rushes back to help. In panic, he grabs John's legs and tries with all his strength to pull him out. But John is stuck so tightly that Josh can't even move him. Josh refuses to leave his brother alone in that condition, but after John insists, he is forced to go and get help. Left alone, John begins to drift in and out of consciousness. In his semi-conscious state, he starts seeing visions of his wife and daughter standing in a beautiful green field, smiling at him. But suddenly, he hears the sound of water. When he opens his eyes, a rescue officer named Susie is there calling out to him. She gives him water through a pipe and encourages him, telling him that many people are above trying to rescue him. She ties a rope around John's legs and signals her team to pull him up. Then she promises him they will save him and goes back up to lead the rescue operation. She informs the sheriff that John has been stuck for over 3 hours and cannot move at all. A doctor named Murdoch, who is present there, asks about John's condition. When Susie explains that John is stuck upside down at a 70-degree angle, he becomes serious and says that in this condition, John won't survive for long. They need to get him out as quickly as possible. While preparations for the rescue are underway, another rescue expert named Aaron is sent into the cave to keep John conscious and motivated. Before going in, Aaron says firmly that he won't come back without John. Inside the cave, Aaron carefully makes his way through the narrow passages and finally reaches John. To keep him conscious, he starts talking casually and even cracks a few jokes to distract him. Meanwhile, above ground, Susie discusses with her team that because of John's body size and the sharp bend in the cave, they might have to break his legs to pull him out. But no one likes this idea. Back below, Aaron gives John an energy drink through a pipe. Gaining a little strength, John tries to free himself, but suddenly he experiences another terrifying vision. This time, he sees an old man dressed in black standing in front of him. Startled, John begins to panic and struggles, which causes him to get stuck even deeper. Aaron calms him down and tells him to keep talking anything about his life to stay conscious. John gathers himself and begins sharing stories from his childhood. He talks about his siblings, especially his brother Josh, recalling how they used to fight but always stood by each other in tough times. But even in these memories, the same mysterious man in black appears, increasing his fear. Above, the rescue team considers another idea: to widen the passage and pour oil so John could slip out. But bringing such heavy equipment inside the cave seems nearly impossible. So instead, they begin setting up an anchor and pulley system using ropes to pull John out. Down below, John starts thinking about death. Crying, He tells Aaron that he doesn't want to die. He wants to be with his wife and daughter. Aaron comforts him and keeps him talking. Slowly, John begins recalling happier memories. He tells Aaron about how he first met Emily, their joyful moments together, and the day he proposed to her by singing a song he had written himself. He even shares how Emily initially rejected his proposal, but he didn't give up and kept trying to win her over. But then, another vision hits him. This time, the man in black is no longer old but appears young. As time passes, nearly 20 hours go by while the rescue team continues their efforts. Eventually, Josh arrives at the cave with Emily. He pleads with the sheriff to let them stay, and Emily insists that she wants to talk to John no matter what. Down in the cave, Aaron tells John that Emily has arrived above. Hearing this, John can't control his emotions. He starts screaming and hitting the cave walls, injuring his hands in panic. Aaron quickly calms him down and tells him to keep talking and finish his story. John returns to his memories and tells Aaron that Emily eventually said yes to his second proposal. He begins recalling their wedding and the happy moments they shared. But even in those memories, the same mysterious figure appears, this time in the form of a small child. Suddenly, John hears Emily's voice. Above, the rescue team has set up a special cable system, allowing her voice to reach deep inside the cave. After so long, hearing each other again, both John and Emily break down in tears. Emily tells him that she is pregnant. Hearing this, John feels a new reason to live. They both speak emotionally, sharing their love and fears. But just then, the communication link suddenly cuts off, leaving John alone again in darkness and silence. Desperate, he starts begging to be rescued. At that moment, Aaron returns and encourages him again. John becomes emotional seeing how Aaron has stayed with him for so long, risking his own life just to save him. Aaron quietly tells him that he doesn't have a family, so it doesn't matter what happens to him. He then shares stories from his past rescue missions and the hardships he has faced in life. Through these deep conversations, a strong bond forms between them. Seeing John losing hope again, Aaron starts singing to him, helping calm his mind and giving him strength. Meanwhile, Susie and her team complete setting up the anchors and pulley system inside the cave, and the rescue operation is finally ready. Aaron ties ropes around John's legs and, with hope, tells him that it's time to get him out. Hearing this, John starts thinking about his wife and daughter, remembering all the happy moments they shared. Above ground, Emily and Josh wait anxiously. John, now emotional, tells Aaron that no matter what happens, he should tell his wife that he will always be with her. Aaron reassures him that he will make it out and be with his family again. On the sheriff's signal, the entire rescue team begins pulling the ropes with all their strength. John, exhausted but determined, gathers his last bit of strength and slowly starts moving upward. For a moment, it feels like the mission is finally going to succeed. But suddenly, everything goes wrong. One by one, the anchors begin to loosen. The soil starts collapsing, and within seconds, John falls back down into the same hole. Silence fills the entire place. The last bit of hope is gone. The rescue team manages to pull Aaron out, but he is completely shattered. Losing his new friend and facing another failed rescue breaks him deeply. Emily and Josh are devastated as well. Aaron is immediately taken away in a helicopter. Emily gets one final chance to speak to John through the cable system. Their voices tremble as they talk. And deep down, John knows there's no hope left anymore. Drowning in tears, John apologizes to his wife, and then his breathing stops. But moments later, his eyes suddenly open. He feels something strange, an unusual strength in his body. Slowly, he manages to pull himself out of the pit and calls out for help. But there is no response. As he makes his way out of the cave, he notices that the injuries on his hands are gone. When he finally steps outside and looks around, there is no one anywhere. That's when it hits him. He is no longer alive. With a heavy heart, John returns back into the cave. In the darkness, he sees a small child dressed in black. Suddenly, all his visions come together. He realizes the truth. The old man, the young figure, and the child he kept seeing were all the same person. His unborn son. With tears in his eyes, John picks up the child and tells him to be strong, to take care of his mother and sister. With a faint smile, he lifts the child upward, and at that exact moment, a baby is born in the hospital, the same scene shown at the beginning of the movie. The baby is placed in Emily's arms and filled with emotion. She names him John, after his father. In the epilogue, it is revealed that due to the dangerous conditions, John's body was never recovered from the cave. The Nutty Putty Cave was permanently sealed with his body inside, becoming his final resting place. The film then shows the real photograph of John Jones, on whose true story this film is based.